Hello, and welcome back to our series on biblical principles for career success. I am Dr. Stephanie Fletcher Larty, and I'm so delighted to be here with you. Now, in our last episode, we looked at the life of Joseph, and we learned these profound insights about the importance of integrity, wisdom, and forgiveness in leadership. We looked at understanding that maintaining integrity, seeking wisdom, and practicing forgiveness can contribute to our effectiveness as compassionate leaders who inspire and uplift others. Well, today we want to take a deep dive in the life of one of the most amazing young people that we learn about in the scriptures. And we are going to be looking at excellence and faithfulness in the life of Daniel. Daniel 6, verse 3 says, Now Daniel was so distinguished himself among the administrators and the satraps by his exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. Daniel's life is a powerful example of excellence and faithfulness. His unwavering commitment to his faith and his exceptional qualities set him apart even in the face of serious opposition. Daniel's story is particularly inspiring for migrants and minorities like myself, demonstrating how one can stand resolute and faithful to their values and integrity in difficult and disempowering situations. So, I hope you have your notebooks as we take a deep dive into the life of Daniel. First thing I want to talk about is Daniel's commitment to excellence and faithfulness. Daniel demonstrated excellence in service. Daniel was taken captive to Babylon as a young man and served in the courts of several kings. Despite being in a foreign country and facing numerous challenges, Daniel distinguished himself by his exceptional qualities. His commitment to excellence in his work earned him the respect and favor of the king he served. So the scripture we read from Daniel 6, verse 3 highlights that Daniel so distinguished himself among the administrators and the satraps by his exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the entire kingdom. How amazing is that? It means that there was something about Daniel that caused him to stand out above the rest. Now, Daniel's faithfulness to God was unwavering, even when it put his own life at risk. One of the most notable examples of this is when a decree was issued that anyone who prayed to any god or human other than King Darius would be thrown into the lion's den. And despite this, Daniel continued to pray to God 3 times a day, as was his custom according to chapter 6, verse 10. His faithfulness led him to be thrown into the lion's den, but God protected him and he emerged unharmed. This miraculous event led King Darius to acknowledge the power of Daniel's God according to Daniel 6, verse 25 to 27. Another thing that we see here is Daniel as an example for migrants and minorities. Now, in the world we live today, myself and many of us, we moved to a foreign country and it can be really challenging to assimilate into the new cultural environment. And in Australia, where I live, I've seen the challenges that migrants go through, especially when it comes to career and work. So, one of the important things we learn from Daniel is around standing resolute in our faith, regardless of what's happening in the community. So, Daniel's story is particularly relevant for those of us who are from migrant and minority backgrounds, who may find themselves in difficult and disempowering situations. Despite being in a foreign land and facing cultural and religious pressures, Daniel remained resolute. He was so committed to his faith. Daniel did not compromise his beliefs or values, even when it could have cost him his life. This teaches us the importance of standing firm in faith and values, regardless of the circumstances. One of the real critical and important things that I encourage my clients to do is to ensure that we do not gain things that do not align with our core values, which includes our faith. Daniel's commitment to excellence in his work, even in a foreign land, is a powerful example for anyone facing adversity. He did not allow his circumstances to dictate his performance or his attitude. Instead, Daniel used his skills and abilities to serve with excellence, which ultimately led to his promotion and influence. What I want to just take a little moment to go deeper into this whole idea of our core values, because this is something that many people struggle with when it comes to their career and with work. Many migrants find themselves in situations where they actually compromise their core values in order to obtain gainful employment. So let's take a closer look at this. Daniel's life underscored the importance of core values such as integrity and character. His unwavering commitment to his faith and his exceptional qualities were rooted in his strong moral foundation. Maintaining integrity and character is critical for growth and for achieving one's dreams. It builds trust, it earns respect, and above all, it sets a foundation for solid success. Daniel's faithfulness to God and his consistent practice of prayer were key to his success. Faithfulness and consistency in our values and beliefs provide stability and direction in our lives. They help us stay focused on our goals and to navigate challenges with resilience. The next thing that is really critical is around courage and conviction. Daniel's courage to stand by his convictions, even in the face of serious opposition, is a real powerful lesson for us. Having the courage to uphold our values and beliefs, even when it is difficult, is essential for personal and professional growth. This demonstrates strength of character and inspires others to do the same. So, if you find yourself in a place where you are struggling to remain true to your faith, true to your core values, I want you to take a closer look at this man called Daniel. So, let's see how we can apply this in our professional context. Well, commit to excellence. In our professional lives, we should strive for excellence in everything we do. This means that we can put our best effort, continuously improve our skills, and maintain the highest standards of performance. We must lead by example. Like Daniel, we can lead by example through our commitment to excellence. This can inspire and motivate others to also strive for excellence in their work. It's also critical that we remain faithful to the values and our beliefs. We must stay true to your values. Regardless of the challenges we face, we should remain faithful to our core values and beliefs. This means making decisions that align with our principles and standing firm in our convictions. Of course, we must practice consistency. Consistency in our values and beliefs helps building a strong foundation for success. Regular practices such as prayer, reflection, meditation can help us to stay grounded and focused. And don't forget about gratitude. Having a moment to spend time to be grateful for what we have, even the unseen blessings, is critical. Next is around building integrity and character. We must act with integrity. Integrity is essential for building trust and respect. We should act with honesty and transparency in all our dealings, both personal and professional. Developing strong character is also vital. A strong character is built through consistent actions that reflect our values. We should strive to develop qualities such as honesty, humility, and perseverance. The next thing is around demonstrating courage and conviction. When we stand by our convictions, this is really important. Having the courage to stand by our convictions, even in difficult situations, is crucial for professional and personal growth. This demonstrates strength of character, and you know what? People are often inspired when they see people who do this. It's so important to encourage others. By demonstrating courage and conviction, we can encourage others to also uphold their values and beliefs. This creates a positive and supportive environment. Recently, I was at work and one of my colleagues and I were supposed to have a meeting, and we we both arrived, and before we started our meeting, we greeted each other, and my colleague went on to share a little bit about their personal struggles that they were going through, and we ended up going for a walk. So I just asked whether I could just go for a walk with my colleague, and somehow in the conversation, I introduced to them that I was a woman of that follows the Christian faith. And they explained that they also follow the Catholic faith. In our conversation, we ended up sharing some of our personal struggles, but also some of the ways in which we overcome, how we overcame these challenges. My colleague was so grateful that I was willing to share some of my struggles, and how by being committed to my faith and standing by my convictions, I was able to overcome some of these struggles. Look, Daniel's life is a powerful example of excellence and faithfulness. His unwavering commitment to his faith and his exceptional qualities set him apart and led to his promotion. What about you? Daniel's story teaches us the importance of striving for excellence, remaining faithful to our core values and beliefs, and demonstrating integrity, character, and courage. We can all do this. By applying these principles in our professional lives, we can actually achieve success and make a positive impact in the workplace as well as in our communities. So before we close, I want to leave with you a few reflection questions. How can you strive for excellence in your current role? What are your core values? And how can you remain faithful to them in your professional life? How can you build and maintain integrity in your character in your workplace? What steps can you take to demonstrate courage and conviction in your decisions and actions? And finally, how can you inspire and encourage others to uphold their values and to strive for excellence? I do encourage you to reflect on these questions, and applying the lessons from Daniel's life can really help us to grow as leaders and to achieve success while maintaining faithfulness and excellence. Well, we are at the end of our session for today. I do hope that this has truly inspired you to go forth as a leader of faith and character. Well, until we meet next time, do stay well and stay safe. Bye bye for now.